Vinny, I heard you like The Witcher 2.
Witcher 2 is a fantastic piece of cinema software verite.
Is that the technical term?
Interactive entertainment. It is delightful.
Yeah, and this is the 360 version, the enhanced edition. Although I guess the enhanced edition was patched into the PC version.
I think for free. Yeah,
is my understanding.
Is my understanding as well. I thought there was like a black edition. I don't know. They was it CD Red Project? Is that the?
Yeah.
They do
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red. They do nice things for people on PCs. They usually roll a lot of that stuff in for free.
I think this game had both paid and free DLC, but the free DLC was like really extravagant. It's not just like fight a couple more arena battles.
Was it paid on the PC as well? I never got.
I want to say at some point there was going to be paid and free. Maybe they changed that. To be honest, I didn't pay too much attention to this game except for when you were sort of raving about it on the Game of the Year podcast, because I don't have a PC capable of running this game unless perhaps it was on its lowest settings, and at that point,
well, you should just wait.
What's the point? So I was really crossing my fingers that this version was going to turn out okay. CD Projekt was supposed to port the original Witcher to the 360, but I believe the way that was handled was they gave it to a port house. What they got back was so awful that they just chose to scrap it and try again with the next game. And so I've been really hoping this was going to turn out all right. And I've looked at comparison screenshots. Certainly the PC version looks a lot better, relative. But this is a gorgeous looking game.
It looks all right. I mean, the whole thing looks like we were saying before. It looks like it's been run through a compressor, like basically some kind of like H.264 compression on the entire thing.
I noticed this right up front. And I showed you before we started the quick look. But like, if you just look at the bottom there, there's some severe artifacting going
like the icons.
Going on with the icons, and it's really kind of random in how that occurs, and the maps don't stay as high res when you get up closer, but. All of that stuff is sort of
it's grainier in here too.
At the periphery, and some of the stuff I think with some of the transparencies isn't.
Yeah, the draw distance maybe a little shorter, but I mean, but
if you have not played the PC version, if you are not familiar, and even if you are, because I've gone and looked to just see sort of how it stacks up, this is still especially compared to the other games. Comparative to this, like Skyrim or Kingdoms of Amalur, this is a really rich, very pretty world.
Yeah.
And it's trying to do a lot of different things. This is not Skyrim. This is not an open world.
Right.
So it's able to the kind of handcrafted detail it can put into the world is.
Yeah, the art style is kind of nice too. There was a weird thing on the PC. I forget what CD Projekt did, but there was a kerfluffle, and I can't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if it was a DRM thing or what. But yeah, I think the PC version, I would say, holds up really well because you can play it with a controller too. So if you do have a PC capable and you like what you see here, that might be the way to go.
But if you're in my situation where you don't have a choice,
this seems completely serviceable.
I've played something like 15, 20 hours. Like it's really well done. Like I'm still learning all sorts of things about the game.
So let's talk about The Witcher 2. What are you learning?
What I am learning is that this game has probably at least for me, maybe it's the kinds of games I've played. It had about a 10-hour learning curve just to kind of come to grips with the battle system. The battle system definitely requires patience. It doesn't want you to just run into battle like I really should have already had my shield put up, because this game is going to punish you if you just decide to run into battle. And that's something that just took me a while to really kind of come to grips with, I guess. Like, it has just a different style and flow.
Right, it doesn't reward mashing.
No.
Like some other third-person action games.
And even just simple things like, this game is very dedicated to its fiction. So, you know what? It's not going to call it the fire spell. And so, rather than complaining about the fact that it's not called the fire spell, maybe I just need to start learning
the names of them.
Igni and Axie. I never remember.
Ard.
Yarden.
Sure.
But it's definitely a game that the things that I kind of started looking up recommendations of how to spec your character if you're having
a little
trouble early on. It isn't reflected in this earlier save, but
so here's your talent tree.
Yeah. So right now, at the point where I'm at in this save, this is pretty early on. Is you're just putting in the talent stuff. I still don't put anything in arrow redirection. I don't run into enough archers that I find
Are
that
taking
that's
too much damage,
useful.
sure.
But definitely like vigor regeneration, vitality, like things. There are things early on, and then once you I think get to level 10, that's when it unlocks all the rest of these trees. But the weird thing is like
in this save you don't have you're what are you 6? Okay.
yeah, I'm something more like 16 or 18 in my current save. But yeah, I can't even zoom in on them right now. I can show it when I jump up. But yeah, it's mostly just kind of been coming to grips with just the flow of the game. And once you get that down and just learn to be patient, to be using the traps, to be using the bombs, to be using your shield, the shield becomes way more useful once you've powered it up to the point that it actually deflects enemies and stuns them. Because a lot of this game's one-on-one, this game's not that difficult. The parts where it becomes pretty tough are when you have to start doing crowd management.
Right, because you take a lot of damage from the back initially, especially initially. If dudes hit you from the back, you're in trouble.
So that was one of the first things I put points into was to reduce my backstab damage.
So you basically, I haven't played this game in a while, but you've got like kind of your equivalent of a stamina bar, which
is that yellow stuff. That's your vigor.
And that works for magic and also for parrying too, right? Like when you block, you'll lose a little bit of stamina. And you can get that up a little bit. I think you start with 1 bar, don't you? Or do you start with 2?
I think you start with 2.
Okay.
But your vigor will regenerate, and you can drink certain potions that will get your vigor up more faster during battle. But your vitality never recovers. Like you can't just take a health potion. It's at least 20 hours in, I have not discovered the equivalent of a health potion in this
Sparrow. What are you talking about? Go make some Sparrow potions.
Is that Sparrow?
If I remember correctly.
But you can't drink potions during battle.
No. Hey man, Witcher don't drink potions during battle. Witcher prepares for battle.
Right, and that's totally one of those things that I needed to start coming to grips with was just, all right, before we get into battle, like put on the oils, like
right, oil up, oil your sword.
Oil up my Witcher.
Yeah, make your traps. I think in The Witcher 1 there were potions you could just pop to get your health back. I played them back to back, so they kind of blend together a little bit for me. Like there were quick inventory slots in The Witcher 1. I think you can drop in just health potions.
And that's nice. This works really seamless in this one. You're just holding left bumper and you can just kind of rotate around, get to all this stuff. Switch your weapons. I mean, you can switch your weapons when you're using the D-pad.
It's kind of awesome. Silver Surfer monsters. Did you craft a sword?
Yeah, I mean, your silver sword breaks, I think, at the beginning of the game, so that's how they introduce you to crafting. Is if you decide you want to ignore crafting and then go and try and fight people with your regular sword, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
So right now, are you doing is this an actual mission to destroy the Necronests?
Yeah, so this is early on. This is really when you're just kind of getting your. I made sure to do all of the quests in Flotsam because I was just trying to level up because it seemed like the more points you could put into various skill trees, especially swordsmanship, they have there's one that allows you to dodge out of the way 200% more than normal,
right. which
is really useful when you are surrounded by a bunch of guys.
You need to get the hell out.
Yeah. So maybe I'm gonna go arm wrestle.
Yeah, that's always a challenging quest. You were saying it's a little harder maybe than it was on the PC.
I said that, and then I went and tried it, and then beat it on my first try.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was one of those situations where I just needed to get away from it.
Yeah, on the PC it wasn't so bad.
The minigames are kind of weird because the arm wrestling and the combat one, like the arena. Well, there's a separate arena, but then there are these sort of like
fist fights
that you can get in that. They're just not very difficult.
The fist fights in this were just kind of dumb because they're just like quick time events.
Like it's basically just a way to do a quick quest and I guess get some XP. They look cool. Like some of the moves that Geralt puts on his foes are pretty fucking brutal. But I didn't quite see the point of them if they weren't going to make the quick time events a little more difficult.
You can make a little cash.
Yeah, I guess there is not a lot of gold in this game. I will say that. I don't know if you have any tips on how to farm.
I had an unlimited inventory, and then you just take everything.
So you just take everything you would find and just sell all of it. That was one of the things, given that you told me that I was worried.
The inventory management?
Yeah. But it turns out it has not really been much of an issue.
Oh, good.
The way I've managed it is just to pick up everything and then sell it. Oh, that means I've already lost. So now
You're already dead.
This will become unmanageable.
It's funny,
maybe not.
icon on the bottom there moves about as smoothly as it did on the PC.
Oh. I find that if you lose it this far, then
It's over. The Witcher never loses. What are you doing? Kill him.
Well, yep. Well, that's reload. Get that 100 orange back.
Stick a knife in him.
Maybe I can just hit him. Can you just hit random people? Come on.
Can you not?
I guess not.
Jeez, I don't remember that.
Ready?
No.
Wait, can you, on the D-pad? There's no like push up to disable like death on regular dudes or something.
No.
Is that a different game? What is that? Maybe that might be like Dragon Age or something.
Not yet.
Oh, you can just attack.
I
random
can't remember it.
civilians?
All my fantasy games are just mushing together into one.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward up to. I just want to show Flotsam because it's kind of a prettier place than the spot I am at currently in the game.
There's a lot going on in this. It's kind of hard to jump in and just show everything because there is crafting, there's the potion stuff, there's the oil stuff. The way they do the knowledge about the monsters is a little weird.
There's two ways. You can either fight the monsters, and then you'll just, after you kill X amount of them, you'll gain additional knowledge. I'm not sure what that does. Like, does that just make you more effective?
I think it lets you collect certain reagents from them. Like if you know, then you can like the necker teeth. There's mutagens. I have a bunch of mutagens, but I can't use them yet. So you'll unlock abilities that can take mutagen that have like slots. Is this your later save?
Yeah. So this is my current one.
So as you go down in the tree here, like later on, you'll have things where you can place your mutagens.
So it'll just have like kind of like
a
slotted
little smaller,
armor.
yeah.
Okay. So it's just odd that they give you, like, you can be collecting all these mutagens.
Yeah.
You just
don't know what the hell they do yet.
There's nothing you can do with them. I'm just hoarding all of them because I haven't been so tight for money.
It's weird. Like,
I've needed to use them.
I'm pretty sure on the PC this thing animated like a jiggly old Flash, like a 2002 like Flash, demo or something where like if you pull on the circles there, it'll spring.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm crazy.
So I definitely immediately put points into Quen. Is that the high?
Quen, is that the?
Sure.
Is that the shield?
Yeah, Quen is the shield one, and so now it lasts 60 seconds and deflects 50% of my damage, which, yeah, it is. If you're having any trouble with this game up front, that seems to be just dump that as quickly as you can because that makes crowd management just so much more useful. I don't seem to. I'm not finding any reason why I would want to do anything in Alchemy.
What's impregnation? What does that do?
So this one. This is one of the only ones that seems useful. Is that the effects of all mutagens are increased by 15%.
That could be pretty good.
But I feel like at around 15 hours, I got over the game's sort of like learning curve hump, and I didn't. Well, I'm not having much trouble with the combat right now.
Can you sit down and just look at the crafting and oil and potions? Potion.
All right, so that's just that. Yes, this is Alchemy.
So
how does this look any different than the PC version?
No, this looks similar. It's just everything just looks compressed. Like I said, it all just looks. It looks a little.
I mean, it's on two 360 DVDs. This didn't come out on PS3.
Yeah, maybe it's a miracle they got it on.
I think it's based on what I've seen of the PC version, it seems that it is kind of a miracle they got as much on here and it looks as good as it does. But yeah, so you can buy these. You can buy the potions from places, but you are going to run out of money real fast. So you're more encouraged to buy formulas.
So like basically, like as you're going through the formula, it'll tell you the ingredients that you need and different things you pick up, different like plants and stuff can have more than one ingredient in it, and it's up to you whether you want to use this flower you picked up or this like necker tooth you picked up. So it'll automatically slot things in for you. But then up at the top here it says like Rebus Soul.
Right.
Those are the ingredients that you need to extract that could be in the harpy eyes, I think if you get like info or something on the harpy eyes, it'll say like, oh, I've got vermilion or cuberth or brith or whatever in it. So I always wind up using like the cheapest thing because sometimes it'll slot in really
really expensive stuff.
Yeah, and it's like
you want to save that for like a.
Because there are special things.
Is that even worth using in the alchemy stuff, or is that more like saving? Because sometimes you'll need that to craft like better armor and weapons. And
so yeah, it depends on what you want to use. I'm pretty sure you can slot it in. At least I think on the PC you could slot it in manually what you wanted to use to make stuff. But yeah, I definitely made a lot of. So swallow I think is the health potion if I remember correctly. It's like, but I think it's health over time.
Oh yeah. So they have vitality over time, but other than that, that's not going to help you that much. Like that'll help you out of a pinch. But yeah, it's just as easy as you can.
How many do you want to make?
Let's make 4.
All right.
This isn't part of my save. So.
And then like the other one I used a bunch was cat's eye, which is like see in the dark or cat. Yep. But in this game, it also makes the enemies like you can see their insides, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you can kind of see like the way their veins are connected. So you just add them. What happens if you go over the
toxicity limit?
Yeah. I mean, I can't add a third one right now, but and as you get like more powerful potions, they become not just positive effects. You start having to balance out. You're going to have decreased sort of like weakness to bleeding, and the one thing I do really like is that when stat effects like bleeding happen, like they're added to the top, and so you'll know, I'm going to be bleeding for the next 5 seconds. Although it's kind of frustrating when bleeding for the next 5 seconds, it's clear that you're going to die in the next 5 seconds.
Wait, so did you actually drink them?
Yeah.
They don't have the animation of him drinking them and then tossing the bottle away?
No.
Huh.
Oh, is that something in the PC version?
Jeez, I don't know if that's The Witcher 1 or Witcher 2, but I thought he sits down like all cross-legged and drinks it and throws the bottle to the side.
I want to say I saw when we did the Game of the Year stuff that...
Yeah, I think I really liked the sound of the bottle hitting the ground.
Yeah, they don't do any of that stuff. All right, let's see. I think I wanted to try and find... Where's the grave one?
I also really enjoy, and I enjoy this about every game that does it, a third-person game. What you're wearing is what you see. Like the items you're wearing look very different. Like the weapons all look really different. So you can play little dollhouse with your guy if you want to make him look cooler or whatever.
The hood I've got though, I paid money to have my haircut changed, and
now you're just wearing a hood.
And now I'm wearing a hood. So he has a really ugly ponytail in there somewhere.
Nice.
The one problem I've had with this city so far is that the layout is
not too intuitive.
Super confusing.
Elves, they talk a lot. Think very
like the game, I think would benefit from having a little more handholdy, at least in terms of giving me some guidance on like, yeah, it's over that way. Well, it's like, well, there's giant walls in my face.
I remember learning the city after a while because you do wind up going to the same places.
I Flotsam confused me at first too.
And then you just get it.
And then you just get it, after you've spent 6 or 7 hours in the city.
So where are you headed now? What's your quest?
Well, either we can go to the burned village or we can examine some corpses. I'm not sure which one we're headed to.
Sure.
So hopefully it's in this direction.
What do you think of the universe?
I think it's really interesting. I've said in the past how I'm not a huge fantasy guy, but I liked Skyrim in spite of that, and but I really like stuff like Game of Thrones. So it seems kind of what I've figured out is that I like sort of hard fantasy where
like a little darker fantasy.
Yeah, it's not as goofy and aloof. What was that? Why did I? And it definitely Witcher falls in that category of. There's magic, and there are those elements of fantasy, but it's not all that stuff.
Oh.
All right, let's try and find the dwarven catacombs. Oh, I think there's also a funny glitch around these guys. Let's see if I can find it. It's just called like NPC guard _ 40 walk animation.
Oh, one of the dudes?
Yeah, like when it's supposed to ring up their name.
Nobody wants you here.
Well, fine.
Well, screw you.
Okay. I don't want to go that way. Let's look at our map.
Look at your compressed map.
Where is it? It's a big area.
There
Oh, God.
is.
All the way over
Is
there?
that on the other side of the town?
Let's see. I don't know. How do I get there? Let's see if we got one that's closer.
Was the whole map uncovered, or you uncovered it by running around?
No, that was already
initially
there.
just peeled off like that?
Yeah.
Where is Triss?
Yeah, this is chapter 2, and it's split into 3 chapters. Trying to see which is the closest one. Oh, that's in that same spot. How do I get over there? So
Do you go? Yeah, there's a bridge up over northwest of you, and I think that might go back to the town, and then you might just have to go out the other entrance of the town.
Yeah, so at this point in the story, there's the town that you're in is sort of surrounded by this mist.
Mm-hmm. Mist is bad.
And if you go into the mist, there are
gorillas in
it. Yeah, and there are these wraiths that are being summoned, basically like I guess I don't know if it's a universe thing or just in this area specifically. You can cast a curse that basically forces like the undead soldiers to continue fighting. And so in one of the quests that I'm dealing with is to find enough magical objects in order to
undo that,
because that's not good. Because if you try and run out into the mist, oh, yeah.
Got it.
Don't fight me.
Oh, they're
Don't fight me.
you.
On aggro. Let's see if this takes us in the right direction.
This one goes out to the Witcher, and all the other kids. You have to take the long way home from school.
Oh.
Too far! I think you might be going the right way if I remember anything about... Yeah, looks like you're on your way out of this. Have you run into like load times and...
I have the game installed, so I'm not too familiar with how the load times are. Without that, I think it's like 7.5 gigs, so it's a pretty hefty install. But and I think because of the way the disk swapping works, it's not disk swapping. It's literally just you reach a story point, you can delete the game data, reinstall the second disk, and
oh yeah,
it's not an issue. Yeah.
Oh wow, that'd be great.
That's what I had read, so I'm hoping that's true. Yeah, I'm kind of like you, even though I don't have unlimited.
Pick those herbs.
Unlimited space in my inventory. I just keep picking the herbs, and every time I'm back in town, I just deal with it.
Nice tattoo.
You've finally given in.
But the load times are really short.
Okay.
Started that a while ago, actually.
And actually, like the more you get to understand the town, you get a better understanding of like where the load times are, and you can avoid some load times that take you through rooms unnecessarily. Like I learned that in Flotsam real quick.
Too low for the risks involved, though.
It's a bundle to us, Witcher.
And even though we
have to pay
pretty much
for
play
everything.
quick looks with the subtitles on, I tend to play this game with or games in general subtitles off, but because I don't know anything about this universe, like I have, and it's got all these like kind of crazy fantasy names. Oh, what did I do these guys? Guess we should have been paying attention.
Take him out! Look at you. Oh jeez.
Not sure which sword I have.
You want your steel sword, right? Oh, the guy wants some.
Because then that gives me kind of a chance to.
Is your shield?
Yep. And now my shield's up to 2 minutes.
Careful! He's some tough fighter!
Well, you know, we're just gonna go out of your way because I really enjoy having these really powerful knives.
Oh, and you just throw knives?
Yeah.
I've never really used those. So do you have you gotten any like parry stuff or
yeah, I'm gonna
combo stuff?
Try to see how I can get him to. Screw you guys.
Don't risk it! We need to take him alive!
Oh, this guy's not gonna do too well.
So yeah, so when you're able to do like a counterattack, it changes to a different
Got a little icon.
But honestly, now that my dodge is up so much, I sort of regret putting the points into that because it's much more to my advantage to just dodge out of the way.
You're crazy. There's a knife for you.
See if I can get him to do it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so whenever you can get those to trigger, like just it's pretty much a one-hit kill, and you can actually invest more points into increasing the chance that you'll get an instant kill. I think mine's currently at 2%, so it's not too likely, but in a pinch, it can definitely help.
Loot those bodies.
Eh.
I remember this part of the game because I think I farmed neckers that are coming up for maybe about 5 hours.
Just to increase the gold you have.
No, it was that
Because
definitely
there's definitely like I've spent my money that I did have on purchasing new weapons to craft, but I haven't upgraded my armor at all. Just 'cause I don't have the money to do it.
There was something they dropped. I got more dudes.
I'm not sure if they're gonna. Oh yeah, they did follow me.
Kill him!
Temeria for Temerian!
Yeah,
I love what the guys wear, like diapers, no shirts.
Yeah, the swords I have right now are like the weapons I had when I came in here did, I don't know, like 15 to 18, and then the ones I crafted jumped me to 30 to 32.
Oh wow!
So as long as I'm not being, it's maybe a case that I just where I'm at in the game I'm just a little over leveled because I did everything, but I am.
You're having an easier time of it.
I'm having an easier time, and it allows me to really sort of enjoy the systems a little bit more because like I can pull that off.
Yeah.
And that's fun. That's super badass. Like, that is... Oh, stupid traps. I don't know those guys. Ugh. Come on. I don't use that often. Mostly it's when I do that when I feel like showing off.
Is that the mind control?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely a shield and fire guy most of the time. But the trap one is good too, man. There are a lot of dudes here.
Actually, so yeah, potions you have to use before battle. You cannot meditate and drink potions, which is, now that you mention it, weird that he doesn't do the meditation cutscene.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of the important part of why it is that you can't do that during battle. The game kind of skips that, and so then it just seems like this arbitrary reason why he can't just throw back a bottle.
And I kind of almost feel like maybe I'm mistaken. I could be wrong because it could be The Witcher 1 or 2. You almost had to let time pass too to even let that stuff happen. But
maybe that's something that changed in the enhanced edition. Like that's definitely possible. But so oils, where is it? Enhancements, yeah. Oils are something that you can add at any time. So there's different kinds. I think Hangman's Venom is one that's 20% damage enhancement to humans. I'm already kicking their ass, but I'll take an extra 20%.
Dead. Do you have any bombs?
Let's see if I have any that I haven't.
Well, if you have them, I would say save the bomb. Yeah, save that. Because I feel like you're about to... Nice.
Guess they'll never learn.
Wanna dance, white?
Boom.
Dead.
And see, that's also one of sort of the... I don't know if you can get interrupted when you're doing those counterattack moves or not. But the counterattack moves definitely take a little bit longer for them to go through, so...
Alright, so up here, get ready for a bomb. Because I believe there's just going to be a bunch of neckers just going to pop out of the ground right here. If you throw a bomb on, we can kind of get them almost all of them. That's what I think. Those things have changed. This is where I farmed them. No, I guess not. Well, forget it.
I think the spot I'm looking for is right up here. Yeah, I really have been enjoying this game. I'm glad it's lived up to. Oh, I have to get up there,
Some
don't
of the
I?
hype. How to get up?
You're right there. I see you, little activator icon.
Nope.
Maybe in here. Sometimes there's like a
Harpy feathers.
ledge.
Oh, right. They can drop down or jump up. There it is.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That.
Not getting back up there. If you spin around towards the back, it looks like you can climb back up if you wanted.
Was it? I think it's too tall.
No, like up the up this little hill, and then back around. No, I could just be taking you in a circle. Oh yeah, this is back over here.
Like I can see it. That is what I have to get to.
Yeah. It didn't let you jump up. Jump
right
up here?
No.
Or a little bit further up, or is it just a jump down?
Let's jump down.
Just
Let's
jump down.
try
Okay.
going around.
Yeah. Explore.
It is a fun game to explore in. This is a much prettier area. I like this spot. Oh, that is clearly a jump down spot.
You're never getting up there though, no matter how many potions you drink. I have a feeling you're gonna find a ramp. I think if you keep going the way you were going.
If I go.
It's pretty.
It's a pretty linear game.
Yeah, there's not too much. Like it won't.
It gives you these illusions that you're kind of in this bigger world that you can explore, but ultimately you're kind of being funneled down. It pretty.
I think you're going the right way.
Over here?
Yeah.
That's where we just came from.
Is it? It looked like the area was sloping down a bit more. Like if you spin around up there, like that way. Is this exactly the way you came
I think
from?
that's exactly where we came from. I don't know what I'm missing.
Should we just do a complete circle?
Let's try.
Well, that sounds great.
I think I'm gonna try going around. I think those are harpies.
Yeah. Collect those feathers. You just need to get the high ground, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think there might be like a jump spot. Oh,
Oh, is that your bomb?
Yeah. Went right over. I like this sometimes random animations. Like
Yeah.
it takes a little while to kind of get an understanding of. There's positional animations that occur that you kind of have to get a sense for.
Man, you are hacking these guys up.
Yep. I'm telling you, man. My money was well spent on my swords rather than getting my armor.
Oh yeah,
I think
now you're.
what's the one I was trying to? So you can also craft, or you can buy items for people to craft items for you.
One of the kind of awesome things on the PC was it brought. So this game takes place not too long
Brought your
after The
armor,
Witcher
yeah.
1. It brought your weapons and stuff in, like all those awesome weapons you spent a lot of time trying to
Oh,
get in The
really?
Witcher 1. Yeah, it brought them in. I mean, they got kind of outdated pretty quickly, but.
Jump. I
Whoa!
think this is the first time there's been a.
A running leap.
Yeah.
Leave those harpies behind. Oh my gosh. Nice.
Oh. I had a different bomb that. Oh. See that?
Yeah, don't get
that is
overwhelmed.
that's what can happen very quickly in The Witcher 2. Like you do not want to get the moment you find yourself stuck,
Yeah, they'll tear you to pieces, right?
because it only takes a couple of seconds. That's why you want to, that's why it's useful if you. I find that spell to be useful if I can pull it off. Missed it that time. Because if you can convince one guy to act as an aggro for you, basically.
Pull some guys off.
Yeah.
It's a big harpy.
Shit, you stink.
Accurate.
Man, I can't believe you're leaving all these harpy feathers on the ground.
I actually do need all those harpy feathers.
What button is it to do that?
Left click, or click the left stick. Okay. Yeah, so there's these places of power that are kind of just randomly, or at least seems randomly scattered throughout the world, and they can give you temporary buffs. I'm not sure which one I just got.
Right.
but-
So when you're doing the glowy thing, that's like basically touching your medallion to show you what's collectible.
Stuff's around you. Yeah. So rather than having things glowy all the time,
Right.
things are only glowy when you choose to have them glowy.
Yay.
Let's see if that other one. I think there was that other quest that was right near us.
Not too far away.
Check that out and then close this out.
Yeah. So you're enjoying it, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm
Very cool.
I'm really
Glad.
enjoying it.
It's a great game.
and I'm just super glad that the port turned out as well as it did to kind of give some exposure to this game.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people said really good things about it, but you know how it is with PC stuff. Some people just, either feel like a little too intimidated by it or don't have a PC for it. And this is, if people were bummed out by Dragon Age 2 and stuff, this is the game to play. I mean, you don't get a party or anything like that, but it's a great action fantasy game.
You're kind of a one-man army in The Witcher. I mean, there are times when you'll be fighting alongside people, but you don't have any direct control over them, and actually those instances are kind of few and far between. Do you run faster if you put it away? Maybe. Not sure.
Definitely has a lot of running in this game.
Yeah, you do kind of go back to the same places sort of
thing they
over and
look-
over again. So
look
it's
so
a good thing
good.
they look really
Yeah.
nice.
It's funny too. The Witcher 1 compared to this is like very different.
In terms of,
Everything.
yeah.
Not to say maybe one is better than the other, but it's. I think I enjoyed this more than.
What would you cite as sort of like the main difference? Like mechanically?
Yeah, like The Witcher 1, it's a little. I'd say this is tighter. This is a little more focused. The Witcher 1 was maybe through the gameplay was you had to cross through a couple more or overcome a few more technical hurdles to really get into it. The combat was a lot different too. You had stances and stuff like that. I hate to use the word. I hate to say it was deeper, but because I actually do like this. It was a little more tactical.
Sure. So it's a little more accessible. Like you can.
This is more action.
You can kind of play this like an action game. I mean, you definitely have to be thoughtful. The game, it's not something on the level of a Dark Souls in the way it punishes you, but it will.
I mean, these guys suck. These wraiths.
Yeah, the
when they get
wraiths
on
are
you,
a total pain in the ass.
Like I remember getting creamed by these guys.
Yeah, see now. So even though I hadn't necessarily died yet from their
Damage
attack,
taken.
I was bleeding, and the bleed. There's just nothing.
You were already dead.
There's not much you can do.
Put a Band-Aid on.
But yeah, so that's the Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition for Xbox 360. It's a really good port. Port is kind of a
derogatory.
It kind of implies something about the game that is not necessarily true. This is just The Witcher 2 that is now on an Xbox 360, and it's a really well done version of the game, especially if, like me, you don't have access to a PC capable of running that in a way that you would want. So
I mean, looking at this, they definitely made compromises to get it on the system. Like, no doubt about it. There's stuff that they actually like that. I'm pretty sure that character tree animated. I think and now it looks like it's just like a JPEG or something.
It's kind of weird that those are the sorts of things that get compromised. I mean, maybe that's
yeah, who knows? I'm not a developer. I don't know where you have to make those.
But it is one of those things that you notice those things having played the game on its sort of original platform. Yeah. Me,
you would never know.
You can play this, never know. Doesn't feel like it's compromised. Like I can notice things like artifacting on the map, but ultimately this feels like without any knowledge of what was compromised, a fairly no compromise game that is a full-featured, super deep, long RPG that. If you're like myself that really enjoyed Skyrim, I mean, it was my game of the year, but really found the combat to be lacking.
Yeah.
this game does a much better job of sort of balancing the combat and the world
I
stuff.
feel like it's completely different than Skyrim. This is
Yeah.
like character action focused. Like you're living a story here. You are not really deciding. I mean, there are choices you can make, but you are playing The Witcher.
Yes.
You're not like nameless dude.
Yeah, you're like helping him guide down a path, but you are being guided down a path.
Yeah, they're telling a story.
Yeah, there is at no point, you know, like this world has, like this section specifically has a much larger map than in the Flotsam, the area I was in last, but you're still sort of confined to this area. There's no jumping to previous locations. You know, once you've left an area, you have left an area.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition. It is, it's really damn good.
Yeah,
And
it's cool to see.
Looking forward to playing the rest of it.
I hope a lot of people play because I would love to see another Witcher game. So I hope it's selling well. Give those guys some money if you like fantasy. Thanks, Patrick.
Thanks, Vinny.